3v3 Argus Desert Gate blue team. We've got me as a big stumpy Hive Tyrant, a 14-foot tall alien that you don't want to mess with, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense, disruption and support. Fights mainly in melee combat. Alongside is Noisy as an angry Warboss melee commander that walks through objects and smacks you in the face. Very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off this blue team, this is actually Forestradio, who's changed his name to confuse me, playing a brother captain durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense and support, fights in melee combat. So 3 heavyweights on the blue team. Red team, we have Caeltos, lead designer and founder of Elite Mod, playing a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander, lots of great manipulation and control with some offensive spellcasting thrown in. This is the Thousand Suns elite scheme, and a very cool one it is. Alongside, Ace of Swords is an Inquisitor, offensive commander, lots of control abilities, starts in melee combat but can get ranged weapons, has a bit of support too. And rounding off the teams is GiDDoLo as a Techmarine, starts out ranged combat, can get a melee weapon, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair, and is under pressure here from my Tyranids. I've gone double termagants into some spore mines. Noisy has a war banner up and he's pushing mid. The Warboss right now in team games is insanely strong, thanks to his spiky armor combined with Pain Boy and his global Warboss buffs. With the sluggers alongside, he's very strong early game, and that only ramps up if you can get knobs thrown into that mix. You get a big unstoppable ball of orky death. Very difficult to force him off early on because of that Ard Boys and spiky armor and Pain Boy combo. And since he's not under pressure to cap as much as he would be in a 1v1, he basically has all of that stuff together fighting, and it's very, very tough to deal with. That is being toned down for an upcoming update. Spiky armor being raised to 30 power cost. At the moment it's just 100 rec, 20 power, which is nuts. So that's going to get nerfed. The Pain Boy also getting nerfed. He is losing his power melee, so he's just going to have regular melee, which still does full damage to heavy infantry, but he doesn't do bonus damage. And his heal is also getting toned down, so the Warboss won't be quite as crazy, but he's still going to be pretty nuts, as he should be. He's a Warboss. My Hive Tyrant trying to shut down the ranged fire of these tactical marines, playing it pretty risky with these termagants down to 3 models, but I want to try it and keep GiDDoLo off while these sluggers cap that power, and maybe we can node it and be really annoying. Meanwhile, west side, Forestradio got doubled, I believe, by Caeltos and Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords does have his Sentinel still here, stomps the looters, but we have Noisy helping out, also a Rhino on the field for Forestradio with triple Stormtroopers, which is what we're seeing a lot of these days for Grey Knights. The Strike Squad currently have an issue with their Psy Cannon, which can straight up just disappear if you purchase the Justicar afterwards. I think that should be fixed for the next update. And for those of you that continuously ask me, I know I do not know when 2.3.1 will be out. Hopefully we might see it before the end of September, but you never know. It is adding some really interesting stuff, which you can see on the forums in Caeltos' post. And double Devastators from GiDDoLo, which is bad news for my Hive Tyrant. You can charge down one of them, but as soon as there's 2 of them, it can be tricky. But we do have Noisy on my team to perhaps flank in with his angry bits. No sign of spiky armor yet for him, incidentally. And I've gone for my extended carapace to try and charge in. This was before I saw there was a second Devastator. He's taken down the War Banner. Taking him a while though. War Banner's also getting a health reduction in an upcoming update. West side then. Red team have the contested power and 2 generators up on it. You might have saw in the chat earlier Caeltos talking about not being so concerned with the east side, which usually sees a lot of action on this map. He's favouring pushing mid and the west early on instead. So GiDDoLo is mainly left alone against me, with Noisy supporting with War Banners. But here comes Caeltos right now with his double CSM and Heretics, Aspiring Champion Heretics. They look pretty awesome with the Thousand Suns elite scheme. There's that Tzeentch worship infiltrating those double CSM. He has Eternal War on both squads, so they are putting out a fair amount of piercing damage right now. And look, double Devastators. What he's done here though, he's put them parallel instead of one behind the other to chain, which is generally a mistake, because I can just charge down one of them and get behind the other and not get shot at. Interceptors on the field for Forestradio. My Spore Mines get in amongst the double Devastators, suppressing one of them. And do they detonate again? I think they do, yeah, and that suppressed both of them, so I'm able to get my Formagants in here. Where the heck is my Hive Tyrant? He's back at base, and I now have double Raveners, because why not? Raveners are set to get a really nice buff to their ranged weapon, their Devourer. So I'm going to try and use that double Raveners with ranged Synapse build that we saw so long ago. It was very powerful, and might be very powerful again with those buffed Raveners. Keeping them melee for now though, because I'm going to need to Burrow Strike those Devastators, and if you keep them melee, they have power melee. Taking down a tactical marine there, nicely done. Rhino with that Storm Bolter on top with a firing arc around the front of the Rhino, so he won't turn that Storm Bolter to fire behind. So you do need to worry about positioning the stuff. Interceptors on the field, teleporting infantry with melee weapons, some decent damage output, and they are tough with 1200 hit points. These guys getting some adjustments next update. They're going to get suppression, immunity and stuff while they're jumping, but there is going to be a slight delay while they teleport now. So we'll see how that turns out for them. 384, 419 early on, the 2-to-1 cap against my blue team. There's a charge in from the Warboss, getting his cyborg implants, not his spiky armor. Chaos Sorcerer with Sword of Flame and Vestments of the Warp, doing damage over time to my Hive Tyrant. Do I get away? No, I do not. Should have charged out there. I had the energy to do so as well. Do I get revived immediately? I think I do. Raveners bleeding as usual, but doing a decent job holding things up, and they do get away. My Hive Tyrant is now back up, but he's going to go down if he's not careful. There is the charge out, and does get away. I think I engaged the Sorcerer there, does he? There we go. But red team will retain this east side. Formagants run, there we go. And my Hive Tyrant, I think, gets away. Double Termagants moving in. Heretics forced off here. Meanwhile, west side, Forestradio doing a good job so far against Ace of Swords, who has got Plasma Gun Guardsmen to try and shoot down these interceptors. Stormtroopers going to also get Plasma Guns, but they're really bad. Only 8 DPS each. That's going to get buffed to 12 DPS. I assume they were just copy-pasted from the Guardsman Plasma Guns. And whereas these guys get 3 Plasma Guns in a squad, these Stormtroopers only get 2, so it worked out pretty bad for the Stormtroopers. There's that Stomp, shutting down those Interceptors who are now getting shot to pieces, but there's a retreat. We do have grenade launchers on one of the Stormtroopers, and Noisy has his looters over there. Noisy really good at splitting his forces in team games, which often makes a huge difference. Has a war truck up now. Anything inside? I don't. Ouch! Laz kind of getting a shot of rear armor, almost wiping up the war truck immediately. And sluggers get out with their burners and start running riot, hiding to the side of the building so the Las cannon cannot fire at the war truck. Meanwhile, it's Forestradio pushing through mid alongside some of my Formagants. What are they doing there? Everyone's tier 2. Terminator Librarian on the way for Forestradio, and a Dreadnought on the way for GiDDoLo. User Choppers has just wiped out that Las Cannon Devastator squad. So GiDDoLo only has the Heavy Bolter Devastators. But he does have a Dreadnought now. Here it is. The Space Marine Dreadnought begins as a close combat walker with those 2 Dreadnought Claws and that wrist mounted Flamer and Emperor's Fist, which is pretty nasty, and of course melee resistance aura these days. Red team have the central power completely built up. That's not good for us. We do have this contested power though. And we've shut down this one, which is good. 301, 4007 I should say. And red team with the VP advantage, but we're clawing that back with a 2-to-1 Venom Brood on the field for me to get a ranged Synapse and shoot down this Dreadnought when I see it. He's gone for the Assault Cannon. Warboss has his Power Claw 95 DPS heavy melee, and that's going to do a really good job on this Dreadnought because it's now lost the melee resistance thanks to getting that ranged weapon. has a war truck reinforcing these sluggers, and I'm sure he'll get the knob leader soon. 301, 385. I'm trying to defend our natural VP. Ravenous forced off. The other Ravenous do have their Devourers. Not under range synapse there. I haven't purchased it yet. Missile launcher Sentinel with a crack grenade from the interceptors. Is that going to be the end of it? Yes, it is. It was the Rhino that finished it off there with the las cannon turret. I've managed to tie up the heavy weapons squad, but I'm forced off thanks to all these guardsmen firing with sergeants and plasma guns. Need to back off here, I think, Indrid. Meanwhile, east side, we have a melee Techmarine with Accident Mechanicum and Artificer Armor. So he hasn't gone for Bionics there. Chaos Dreadnought for Caeltos with the missile launcher. Awesome weapon that is. Sorcerer leveling up to 3. Almost finishing off those interceptors, just about getting away with the Justicar there. Shoot down the Sorcerer, there we go, but I was very slow to move away from the heretics and I was shut down by that Doom Blast. Luckily I had enough stuff and Forestradio was there to support with the brother captain. Blessed Aegis is up. So we're doing reasonably well right now. Ace of Swords looking a bit depleted, but he does go tier 3, which is not good. Imperial Guard in tier 3 is nasty. Leaving Russes are awesome, and of course that Bane Blade in team games. Just destroy this, there we go. Get me some XP and hurt their power income. Brother Captain trying to decap 290, 348. Noisy pushing alongside the war truck. Oh, we're going to see a really nasty barrage. There it is. Ouch. He does have tank busters. He loves using these guys alongside the war truck. You'll often see him with double tank busters going after generators and stuff. A bit harder on this map since it's quite linear. And here I am to support with my Raveners under range synapse. Where's my other Ravener brood? Oh, there they are. I should get the Venom Cannon for my Hive Tyrant as well. I can't remember if I do. Venom Cannon for the Hive Tyrant is awesome, I think, these days. Can get some really nasty shots on infantry squads with that splash damage. Dreadnought is done for. GiDDoLo not reacting to the double quickly enough. Down goes the Dreadnought, there it goes. Tactical Marines do get away, but the Techmarine wasn't so lucky and has gone down. 286, 347. Charge from the Hive Tyrant. If I had Rending Talons there, that would have been nasty. And Ace runs away. Blood Crusher on the field. Terminator Librarian with Codicum Aeternum, and there you see the Sanctuary, which is the ability he begins with now from 2.3 onwards. Blocking a path basically and protecting range units, really good for that kind of thing. 286, 329. They do have their power back up, but we've shut down this one again and have the 2-to-1 cap. GiDDoLo and Ace both looking pretty thin here, but can they recover? Ace is into tier 3 but doesn't have the resources to get anything nasty. Noisy looking pretty thin as well, with looters, shooters and tank busters. Lost his war truck, lost his sluggers, and I eat a big hammer of the witches to the face. I hate that skill. Starting ability of the Inquisitor, she also has her excruciators and revives the Techmarine, does she? No, knocked over before she can finish it. Did she get into the garrison? Where did she go? Oh, she's backing away. 286, 304. And they show no fear for the Tactical Marines, but it's not going to save them against all of my ranged stuff here. Just shooting down those Devastators. And I put up a brood nest to try and support this little front line we have here. Hormagaunts without adrenal glands, pushing forward. And this is where I get into a whole lot of trouble, blobbing up my stuff. Suppressed with a plasma cannon shooting in. And look at that, my Hormagaunts with a sail on them just before they can engage the plasma cannon. I wasn't sure if they were tied up there, obviously not, because they were able to shoot my stuff. But thanks to my range synapse, my Raveners do not wipe there with that 35% increased health. Did lose my Hormagaunts, but who cares? Ace of Swords confused by something. Brother Captain goes down in retreat. Nice sync kill there from the Thousand Suns, Marco Tzeentch, Dreadnought, looking pretty awesome. Leman Russ on the way for Ace of Swords, Leman Russ. An awesome battle tank for Tier 3 Imperial Guard with a natural resistance to damage, a 30% damage resistance, which synergizes great with the guards and repairs and stuff. Makes them very difficult to deal with in mass. We're keeping up this front line here. Steel looters here, still some shooters and tank busters. Are these guys stuck? They might be stuck underneath that war truck there. Demonic Roar from the Blood Crusher forcing off the Warboss. Looks like I've gone for the Crushing Claw and Psychic Scream, going straight after that Dreadnought to prevent it from firing that missile launcher and try to take it down. Yeah, the Rhino helps me take it down here, I think, with that las cannon firing. 286, 210. Smack, there's one more shot, taking down the Dreadnought, and down goes the Blood Crusher as well. Infantry Tower and Broodnest still up over here, so it's looking good for my team. Looking good. Caeltos down to just double CSM, in fact. Wow, did not realise he got that low. Their VP decapped and they're unable to retake it because of Sanctuary. Really annoying ability. Leman Rush chasing the Rhino with rear armor hits, but it does get away. Double cap, keeping the pressure up on this side with that Brood Nest, allowing us to reinforce. My Ravenous just about getting away. Orbs of the Omnissiah thrown in, draining energy. We're not doing a whole lot else. Techmarine level 4, doing quite well, but he's forced off by the insane amount of range damage I'm putting out here. Now my blob though is suppressed. If he got a bunch of autocannons, or Caeltos got a bunch of autocannons, I would have been in a lot of pain over here. Autocannons, really good way to deal with ranged Tyranid blobs. So much damage output from those things. I do have the Doom of Malatai though, 286, 135. Kind of relying on my teammates to deal with the vehicles at the moment, because all I have are the Venom Brood and the Crushing Claw, which might be difficult to get into combat. Double commandos though it is from Noisy. Getting the Nob Leaders, which do have rocket launchers. Lots of Daka and Disruption from these guys. And beamy looters in the garrison there. Executioner on top of the Leman Russ. And it's going to kick off big time, I think, on this east side. Here comes the Warboss charging in, using his stomp, which missed everything. 286, 128. I'm using Spirit Leech with my Doom of Malatai to try and get some energy back. Ouch, lots of death though. Need to back away to my Brood Nest here. There is the Paroxysm. Not doing a whole lot to this heavy weapon squad, but did force the Tactical Marines to move off. And GiDDoLo trying to cap, that's a really bad idea. Risky push from Noisy, and he runs into a heavy bolter which forces him off, and that probably means that red team are going to be able to retake this east side. Come on, shoot down his Tactical Marines. I think they're able to finish this cap. It's a really risky cap from GiDDoLo, really risky. But he does get it and then retreats out. So it's a 1-to-1 cap because the brother captain with his 4-staff, which has an awesome new model if you didn't notice, has capped their natural. So there's the 2-to-1 for us. 286, 116. There's Paroxysm again, but a Plasma Cannon smashing up my blob of stuff here. Need to try and force melee combat. I'll just shoot it down, which is what I'm trying to do. Can we finish them off? Come on, one more volley I think would do it. No, Raveners do have relatively short range on their Devourers. It's not the full ordinary 38, I'm pretty sure. This Rhino's still going, level 2. Interceptors also still on the field, teleporting in with their furious intervention, knocking down the double CSM, which both have Mark of Tzeentch, but there are, ouch. Oh, down they go. There were heretics there to counter-initiate, and combined with the Leman Russ and no CSM, that Interceptor squad didn't last very long, did they? Land Red Redeemer on the way for GiDDoLo, and Orbital Bombardment going off on the east side. I assume that was from GiDDoLo trying to stop this cap here. So we're not going to see Terminators from him anytime soon. I lost all my Doom Malatai. you idiot, but I do instantly replace him for it. And I still have my melee blob going, still have my Raveners, still have my Venom Brood and my double Termagants. Perhaps I should have got an endless swarm for these guys, taking out the 10 models. Paladins on the field for Forestradio, teleporting out of trouble, going after the Leman Russ, are they? Nope, looks like they didn't see it. Noisy pushing mid, we have the 2-to-1, 285, 95. Caeltos with some Chaos Terminators on the field. Executioner, ouch, doing lots of nasty things to my Raveners, having to back all the way off. I should put a oh, there's a brood nest, there we go. I really do spam my brood nest. Ah, it instantly went down. What the heck happened? It might have been my Hive Tyrant walking over it, idiots. I do use them a lot, they are awesome brood nests. They are retaking east side and shooting up my capillary tower, how dare they? Land Red Redeemer is going east side, it looks like, and another Leman Russ for Ace. So that's a lot of vehicles to deal with. Knob Squad on the way for Noisy. And we do have Paladins, so we shouldn't be too bad. Also Power Claw, Warboss, and Crushing Claw, Hive Tyrant. There's that Paroxysm which doesn't do anything to vehicles, really. Psychic damage does very little to vehicle armor, as you'd expect, I suppose. Here comes a Terminator Librarian getting into all sorts of trouble. Look at the damage from the double Microzine CSM. There's that smite though, ouch. Brother Captain level 2 with Blessed Aegis, Psychic Lash, and a Nemesis Warding Staff. 260, 79. Ouch, that's Dark Flames on my stuff, and this is a Land Raider Crusader being dropped, and my Venom Brood do not get away. Kind of blundered into trouble there, didn't I? My Hive Tyrant is still getting angry though. And killing stuff is now level 4. But the Land Raider Redeemer does a lot of damage close range, and he's forced to run away. This Crusader might be in trouble if GiDDoLo can throw his orbs on it. Not a lot of stuff to support in terms of repairs over here. Forestradio has his triple Stormtroopers back at base, which are a repair unit. Commando's trying to cap, that is the Judgment up on them from the Inferno pistol. They have decapped and now need to back away. Another brood nest going up from me. Big engagement now here. Assail on the knobs, such a great tool to shut them down, but now they're back in action. Pain Boy should be healing them. There it is. And there's a frenzy to try and finish off this Leman Russ. And they're infiltrated somehow. Oh, by the Terminator Librarian. Wow, and that gives them a damage buff as well. Codec may turn them de-shrouding. Oh, look at this. Pain Boy is doing his surgery mid-combat. Probably giving them the +1 speed, but there's no... Yeah, it looks like they have the +1 speed now. 223, 79. Doom of Malatai pushing up, needs to be careful. There's the Cataclysm, knocking down a bunch of stuff. And can I get off the Paroxysm without dying? There it is. And I used the Spirit Leech as well to get some energy back, so that was not bad. 213, 79. Where's the rest of my stuff? Coming back up. I had a Carnifex now. Purgation going off. Massive running engagement on this east side. And they have a repair bunker. 2 Leman Russes. Wow. But the Knob Squad are going to finish off this Land Raider, I think. Yes, just about. That was close. Just before they were forced off there. And I go for the Barb Strangler Carnifex because I love this thing. 186, 79. They have stolen our natural VP. But the fight for the east side continues. Land Raider Crusader with those Hurricane Bolters suppressing from long range. Assault Cannon, Twin Linked, and a Multi-Melter on top also. It can support with reinforcements, but you can't use it as a retreat point. We have Lightning Claw Terminators from Caeltos. Those are there to shred the Paladins, which they will do, which is why the Paladins hide inside of the Land Raider. Down goes the Brood Nest, and east side will turn red if they cap. There we go. 146, 79, a single cap for red. We're taking our natural back though, so it's going to go to a 2-to-1. And I've lost my range synapse, so double level 2 Raveners Might not be enough to put pressure on stuff late game, we'll see, without that range synapse. Warboss, and there's a ton of formation from me. In the middle of Caeltos' stuff, ouch. But these guys are leveled up so they live, yeah, level 3. But did he lose a squad there? I think he did. Yeah, he lost one of his CSMs, so that was not bad for us. Sorcerer's level 7 though, what the heck? Neiman Russ level 1 with the Vanquisher. It's basically been a running battle on this east side for the last 4 or 5 minutes now. No sign of letting up, there's another paroxysm. Paladins trying to counter-initiate bloodletters that are spawning. Knobs hanging back, looking for a target, might go after that Predator tank. This Leman Russ is so dangerous though with that Executioner. I back all the way off there, back off a bit too far, I need to support my teammates, but I am moving back up. I'm just afraid of losing my Carnifex here. I don't want to march it all the way back to base because as you can see, we need stuff here to shoot. 103, 79. Still going on this engagement. Paladins teleporting in to try and get rear armor hits on this Predator tank, but they are shut down by Purgatus. But now this Predator tank in trouble. Do they have their Liber Demonica? They do. So they have that Holy Ground, which they must have used there. I think that is the Holy Ground in fact. 88, 79. Hive Tyrant level 5 going after the Leman Russ is still going on. Looks like my team will retake though. Brother Captain on capping due to level 4. And it might settle down a bit. Hive Tyrant killing some Devastators there. And now in amongst some CSM. You saw the damage that Barbed Strangler did, but there is Chains of Torment and my Carnifex is very close to going down here. The Manatine needs to back away and my Carnifex in fact does go down. Ouch. That was bad. I do replace my Venom Brood. These double Leman Russes are just refusing to die. This one's almost level 4. What's this? It's Forestradio with a bunch of stuff. He has Grey Knight Terminators here and a Terminator Librarian and some Stormtroopers guarding our natural VP. Yeah, and I think it's now where I start to transition mid and put a little bit of pressure on here because I don't want Imperial Guard to set up shop with their Manticores and bunkers and whatever else they can get. Yeah, it's triple Leman Russ's ace. Where's the other one? It's coming mid now. Sorcerer gets shot down, but here are some Lightning Claw Terminators. Luckily for me, I still have a Termagant Brood with Crippling Poison. Where is it? Use it. There it is. Yes, we'll even slow down Terminators with that. Amazing. 86, 43 VP, so close. We do have the 2-to-1 double looters from Noisy. Is that double beamies? It is. And we take out those Terminators with Grey Knight Terminators doing the business there. They have a wrist-mounted side cannon now. Recently got buffed with a bit more damage. And a Knob Squad flanking behind. Looking bad for the red team here. So close though on VPs. I get double Venom Brood. And we're taking the east side back, gonna get a 2-to-1. And surely it's our game to lose now. That was a massive engagement on that east side. Lasted for a good 6 minutes, I think. We were able to just grind them down. Taking that Land Raider out was a massive deal, of course. And we had the support of the Brood Nest and the Land Raider Crusader here. Level 7 Warboss. And he has the red for a Rocks. And some Warboss buffs as well. Techmarine does get away, level 5. East side and mid taken. We have the triple cap. And I try and push forward to finish off this Leman Russ, which doesn't work out very well for me. But the game's over anyway. All 3 Leman Russes surviving to the end. This one level 4, good grief. Down to 86 VPs. But in the end, after that massive engagement ended on this east side, we were able to kind of sweep through them because Caeltos lost his Terminators, GiDDoLo lost his Land Raider, did replace it, but just too late to make a difference. And we were able to keep the pressure up. And I only had 1 Carnifex which died, so with the right support and the right teammates you can win with Tyranids without Carnifexes. Double Commandos were the first squads on Noisy's roster, so he lost absolutely everything from Tier 1 and Tier 2. Did replace his Pain Boy though. Warboss himself, level 7, Hive Tyrant level 6, we had a level 5 Brother Captain, level 8 Chaos Sorcerer, level 8 Inquisitor as well, she had her Servo Skull. No Manticores, maybe drop one of those Lehman Russes for a Manticore perhaps to try and stop caps and things. And the level 5 Techmarine GiDDoLo got caught with doubles a lot. Was very slow reacting to them in general. And no Signum armor, which is, I think, pretty mandatory in team games. It's so good. So there you have it, guys. 86 VPs left. Blue team take it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.